that celebrate those holidays. Next Sunday is Easter for those people that are listening in, and it's a Sunday and it's nice outside. So we're talking about spring. I know I have my spring attire here because I was just running around. On Sundays is the day that I get to do all my stuff around the house. And since it's like the first real one, and I got my granddaughter coming over, I was like really working a little bit extra. So sorry for the informal attire. There we go.
No. Peter, guess what? You've got that beach shirt on. It's very good.
Oh yeah. And anyway, so having said that, it's one of the greatest things about Florida around this time of year. It's just super nice, kind of hot, but everything's starting to grow all over again. So we get a chance to get a jump start on what's going on with the spring. So we are here on Building Fortunes Radio /Joe D. So for those people that aren't familiar with my voice, my name is Peter Mingils. We have Dee Baer. We do a radio show every Sunday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. You can go to buildingfortunesradio.com /Joe D. It's on your screen and be able to hear some of the previous ones. But every once in a while, Jody asks us to do this podcast or this whole webcam thing. So I oblige and get a chance to see Jody do some wonderful things because she's crazy to begin with. And by the way, I'm itchy. So because I was just outside, I think I got all this stuff all over the place. So if I look like I'm not on drugs, I'm just itchy.
You've got the Jody itch. You've got the Jody itch.
Yeah. You know what? She could drive you crazy. but a couple of years ago, maybe 7 or 10 years ago, I don't remember what it was, I got a phone call from a friend who said, you got to talk to Jody. And I said, why do I have to talk to this gal named? She says, I just got to talk to her. She's doing some amazing things in the home-based businesses. And I said, sure, I'll talk to her. And the minute I spoke to her, I realized that, there's some people that when you speak to them initially, that this is a gal that's going to be with me for, maybe for the rest of my life. Lightly and confidently, she is somebody who's just got stuff going on. Super smart. I recognize that right away. Knowledgeable about health and nutrition. I knew she'd probably help me many things, and she certainly has. And just fun to be around and super smart. So we've been doing this radio show and podcast for a super duper long time. She's got a great husband, architect Bob. He's also an author. He's a good guy. He keeps her in line somewhat. And she keeps them alive in more ways than one. You got to hear those stories every once in a while. But she does a great job, and I'm just super proud to have her here on the beginning of spring for us over here. There's new life all over the place, and I suspect we're going to be talking about some of that on our radio show. So, thanks for being here.
Hey, and absolutely. See, you did say nutrition, and I've helped you with your health, but you can't really say that part. But Peter, what you've done for me, it's been Peter's super smart, and you're a lot of fun. At my age, 67, let me tell you something. That was last month. Now we're done with birthday month. Audience, I can only say is that I just love being around Peter. Why? Because he's super fun and super smart, and he is a super duper dose. That's the nutritionist part of the integrity. So Peter, thank you for just allowing me this extra platform. Join us every single month. I'm going to tell you when we're going to do another webinar in 2 weeks. We're going to have Dr. Mark, the gravity ball man. It is going to be super duper unbelievable. He's created this medicine ball that has grips on it. My abs, I've got this bikini body going on like none that I've ever seen in my life. My husband said, speaking of, keeping him healthy, that's all I'm going to say about that. But it's really been amazing to see how, because of Clubhouse, the interactions, being a health coach, law of attraction, that these people come into my life. And let me tell you something. This is one of these you will want to make a note. April 11th, I'm bringing Dr. Mark on with a podcast. He's going to give a demonstration. I call him Dr. Gravity Ball, but it's the gravity ball. And what I'm going to tell you about this is that he created the ball because his father, being a professional bodybuilder, had surgery on his hand, so he no longer had grip strength, and he did it for his father. Now, isn't that a true invention out of a labor of love? And really, me coming into health coaching was a labor of love, as well, as many of you know. So let me give you a little bit of my story, and then I'm going to get into what we're talking about tonight. We're talking about spring break. We're talking take 2 with spring break. Why is this important? Because we're going to get into the second phase of newness of life, doing the 8-week shred. Yes, we're going to be doing that as well. And I think you're really going to be very, very pleased. There's an 8-week shred around your jelly belly. I promise you. Anytime is the right time to start that. But just to tell you a little bit about me and yes, and how I came to live in Howie in the Hills with the marine archaeologist, Dr. Bob Baer, who did find a major find off Cape Canaveral last week, and at 79 years young, is still diving with the rookies and showing them what to do. Well, that's kind of me. I'm showing you what to do after 40 plus years in health and wellness and being a certified coach and holistic nutritionist, and it is my honor. But that's not how things started. Here, I'm a little girl from small town Montana. We had one red light, and when I left with my talent, being a classically trained vocal musician and pianist, and when I went to perform on the stages of life, well, guess what? Back in Laurel, Montana, there's no more traffic light, the one traffic light. Now there's a 4-way stop. I guess maybe I took the traffic light with me to show the way. Why do I say this? I am here with that one traffic light here to show you the way to your best you that you can ever have. This is what I know, is that, yes, music was my talent, but health became my passion. When my mother was diagnosed, then a few years later, here I am, 26. I'm married, 2 little babies, under a year and a half, and she contracted stage 4 pancreatic and liver cancer. My life was just never to be the same. I was devastated. Thinking I'm 26 and I no longer am going to have parents. My father died when I'm 3, now 26, now my mother. I became relentless at finding something that would give my mother length of life. And what I found was alternative means and just alternative health and wholeness protocols that, guess what? She had almost 3 years length of life, well beyond her 6 weeks to live diagnosis. But what my mother gave me was my legacy. Now, 4 decades later, I'm helping people reclaim their life, reclaim their voice, reclaim their optimal health, reclaim their weight loss and transformation unlike any other. And I'm so grateful because tonight is one of those topics again. And here is my new quote that I have. Life is like a milkshake. Choose your ingredients wisely. Now, in my milkshake, there was health and wellness. In my milkshake is what I believe makes all the difference. Health is not something that you do, but it's who you are along life's journey. And this is how this was created. And what I'm going to share with you tonight is an outreach of COVID-19, what we were doing, what were we becoming last year at this time during COVID-19. It's a life-changing protocol and transformation and weight loss. If you're willing, Dr. Mike and I will make you capable. Yes, last year at this time, Dr. Mike and I were, and gosh, we had gotten together for quite a long time. I think it was probably a couple of years I hadn't seen him. Dr. Mike, as you recall, when I had my blip on the health screensaver of life, was the one who brought me back to health, healing, and wholeness after my situation with stage 4 melanoma. I was Dr. Mike's first patient, and we have been close-knit and colleagues ever since. He goes, Jody, we have got to do something about this COVID-19. And I said, yeah, I agree. It's the virus. He goes, no. In his Belgian accent, sounds like Dr. Schwarzenegger says, we got to do something about this COVID-19 around the waist. And I said, I get it. My goodness, I was thinking here in my private practice, when Bob Baer found me on the beach and proposed to me a year later in this last decade, I have over 800,000 pounds of toxic fat. That's what I call it. It's not weight loss. It is toxic fat gone. And I'm saying, I can work with Dr. Mike and we can come together in a new business venture and we can help people. It was a marriage made in heaven. You see, there will be opportunities in this COVID era. Some people, it's just going to pass them by. Some will become millionaires. Some will become billionaires. But all people can seize the opportunity for themselves. And this is one of those opportunities for you if you choose it. You see, I believe, and Dr. Mike and I agree, that inflammation is the number one cause of all disease. Number one, without a doubt. Numero uno, una vida, una cuerpo. One life, one body. Una cuerpo, una vida. One body, one life. You've heard me say this over and over and over again. But we put applesauce and apple juice and other nasty stuff in our bodies to medicate ourselves through COVID. And we put it in our Lamborghini. Uno cuerpo, our body, una vida, one life. Now we've got to do something to remediate this. And this is what Dr. Mike and I have found. We created a book. It's called Be Lean. You can just DM me and say book. And it is yours for just shipping and handling, $5.95. And you can see what we talk about, because the systemic inflammation is the cause of all disease. It's also the cause of obesity. Uncle Harry didn't die of a heart attack. Aunt Harriet didn't die of a heart attack. They died of inflammation. 8 out of 10 people are now 35 pounds or more overweight. When I started on this health coaching journey, it was 6 people out of 10. Now it's 8. When is it going to be 9? When is it time for you to get in the minority? Is it time is now? I hope it is, because this is what I know. My article on childhood obesity that was published in the New England Journal of Medicine, and I don't throw this off like these are my credentials, but you can find it on my website, healthcoachjodee.com. That's healthcoachjodee.com. It's spelled, as you see it down there, Jodee. So it's healthcoachjodee.com. In the blog session is this article on childhood obesity. And this was 4 years ago that I published it. And some of this information and the statistics are outdated. That's amazing now, isn't it? So if we know that we have a new pandemic, yes, it's obesity. And Dr. Mike and I came in, we're going to create something to help people, because that's what we do. This is a medically supervised weight loss program, one of its kind. This is what I can tell you, that these are the differences with this weight loss over any others. Because, oh, weight loss, schmate loss, I've seen it all over. Okay, it's competitively priced to Jenny Craig and Nutrisystem. There you get a box with Nutrisystem. They're processed foods. Jenny Craig, you have somebody that they train for 6 weeks. Between Dr. Mike and I, we have over 70 years of medical expertise, okay? You have access to Dr. Mike and to myself 24/7. Like I said, I've been a health coach over 40 plus years. This program now, since April, has had over 3,600 patient and client successes, all right? It's a 60-day program. 60-day program, physician supervised all the way. We start with your blood work. We go into the blood work. We go ahead and do it all. We do objective measurements, laboratory testing. It reduces that systemic inflammation, period. It's healthy. No HCGs. It is safe, plant-based ketosis, which is a whole different ballgame than eating all that bacon and whatever. There's proprietary nutraceuticals that I'm going to show you in a minute, short-term only for 60 days. Then we put you on a maintenance program for the rest of your life. And if you come back to the radio show at 8:30 in 45 minutes, or you just go to this date, which is March 28th, you will hear Mike King. We call him Big Mike, but he's no longer big. He is the same weight at 68 years old that he was when he played football in college at 220 on this program. He's never felt better in his life. He got together as a reunion with his football mates, and they asked him, "What are you doing, Mike?" That's a good sign. These are proprietary nutraceuticals. You don't have any HCG. We don't want garbage in your body. And there's an app. If you never saw me, if you never heard of Mike, if you never went to our YouTube channel, and you can see a complete overview. If you go to my YouTube channel, Dee Baer, Jodee, Baer, Baer, like this dyslexic bear, you can go ahead and see Dr. Mike's and my complete presentation. But this is the key. Other programs boost your metabolism, and you keep boosting your metabolism. It's kind of like, you know how the feeling is, you need 1 cup of coffee and then you need 2. Before you know it, you're drinking 5 cups of coffee so that you can get the same buzz that you had down here, down at the beginning when you just needed a little boost. Why? It's called adrenal fatigue. It's real. But eventually, as we get older, all organs are wearing down with their energy. Guess what happens? They're wearing down, and you need to go ahead and either find something that will boost them up, or even better, to reset them. See, other programs and other products go ahead and boost your metabolism, which fatigues your adrenals. This resets your metabolism and allows your adrenals to heal. Your adrenals are pretty important. They're what make your kidneys go around. And haven't you heard of renal failure? That's from your kidneys, because adrenals wear out. All right, so there's no starving. You feel full. My husband, Dr. Baer, gained a little bit of that COVID-19, and I put him on the program. I said, come on, honey, just give it a try. And he goes, I'm not hungry. This is amazing. I said, I know. So there's no calorie counting, no starving. You can go to any restaurant. When you just keep something in mind, this is the size of your protein. This is your vegetables. If you want a baked potato, if you want rice, make it this size. Not arroz con pollo. Arroz con pollo. The arroz is here and pollo's here. No, this is arroz con pollo. That's the size of your carbohydrate and your protein. Yes, we can say that the average, if you have over 80 pounds to lose or more, the average weight loss is 63 pounds in 60 days. I said 63 pounds. And if you have under 80, let's say 80, 70 pounds, it's about 35 to 50. So that's what you can look forward to, long-term results, because we have a program and a protocol to keep it off so that just it doesn't become that yo-yo dieting or that weight loss, and then I go back and I start eating everything I want. No. It's a system where we say transformation is an inside job. We go in. And yes, you want to go ahead and have a glass of wine eventually, because that's something that you have to let go of for a while with this, but then it comes back. What you can do is you can go ahead and keep doing this. You can go ahead and do the things that you love, because you do have a cheat day. But the idea is, don't you love health and vitality more? I'm going to show you the drops here. This is the weight loss. This is what you get. And you get, and why this is important, I wanted to show this. This is why we're doing this. Let's see, let's go like this. Okay, so what you get from here, you get all your Bs, you get your B vitamins, you get your hibiscus, you get niacin, dong quai, everything. Then you get vitamin C, D3, K, and then the last one over here is your green tea extract. That's the one that will keep you with your maintenance program. That really, really does keep it off. As I said, I've only had 5% of my clients ever gain their weight back, without a doubt. This is what I know. When it comes to doing this program, ladies and gentlemen, if it's simple, then you're going to do it. If it's effective, you're going to be motivated to keep doing it. But when it's simple, effective, and affordable, it's a no-brainer. So simple. these drops, I'm going to show you so they don't fall out. You've got these 5 sets of drops. 4 of them you use at the very beginnings. You take your drops in the morning. First thing when you get up in the morning, it will give you a boost of energy. You have to wait 10 minutes to brush your teeth and do all of that. No problem. Then you take the yellow and the orange, your vitamin K, your D3, K2, and your magnesium in there, because magnesium allows the what I want to say, it allows all of the calcium to get in your body. Calcium without magnesium just ends up in your arteries as little pellets, and they just go straight on through. Magnesium with calcium will make your bones strong and you be active and feeling great. Okay, so then you've got those items, and remember, as we've talked about the COVID era, D3, K2, vitamin C, 3 of the main nutraceuticals that will boost your metabolism and will also boost your immune system. And don't we want great and healthy immunity in this COVID era? We do now, don't we? So you do those, as I said, the pink and the blue in the first thing in the morning, do the yellow and the orange with lunch, and then you turn around and do the blue and the pink, go to bed, sleep well, and what have you. See, I wanted to give you a visual with the drops because we've talked about them on the radio show, but just seeing how easy this is. Why do you want to do drops? Because you get 100% of the absorbability of your nutraceuticals. Even if your digestion is off, even if your metabolism is ridiculously so, even if you have some comorbidity, because we find that your A1Cs, blood pressure, everything changes, everything's going down. We're having great success with this, but I wanted to go in a little bit further on all the, haven't we heard this expression? Hell's bells. Okay, well, I'm going to give you a twist to remember this. It's L's bells, the L's. L-arginine. What is L-arginine? It's oxygenation. As we age, and as we gain weight, it's the same thing. You have less and less oxygenation. You don't turn the tide. So what you bring into your body actually does what it means to do. These 3 L's are in these drops as well. Why are these important? We hear so much about amino acids. Think about amino acids. There are 8 of them. They are the building blocks of your body, your skeletal and your cellular system. You need all 8 amino acids for your immunity. Okay, they're all found in the drops as well. L-arginine, oxygenation, helps your lungs. L-Citrulline. Now, you can go ahead and eat about 6 watermelons in a day, but that's a little much, isn't it? How about just L-Citrulline to help it assists your body to allow your body to lower your blood pressure. When you lower your blood pressure, guess what happens? Remember, we said it's going to be time spring to have a sexy body. Helps your sex life. It helps your blood pressure as goes down. I have seen men that have completely been asymptomatic of ED just with L-citrulline alone. That's amazing now, isn't it? L-theanine is for your brain fog, memory, and focus. How many of you out there could think that I could use more focus, more brain power, more just short-term recall? We all can. And to let that brain slow down so you can speed up and get more done. And then the last one is L-Tryptophan. People have heard of L-Tryptophan. They find it in turkey. Well, that's another one. You're not going to eat a 20-pound turkey all in one sitting. So just a little L-Tryptophan will help anxiety. How many people feel anxious these days? Probably 99.9% of all my clients since COVID. It's just the way it is. And we're stressed because it's stress of the unknown of what we're going to do and how well then do we sleep. L-Tryptophan helps you with all of these. So remember, L-arginine, L-citrulline, L-theanine, and L-Tryptophan, all the L's. So you think, now I know about the amino acids, the 8 and the L's bells of a great supplement system for your body. And of course, the drops have, and I forgot to mention this, but they have hawthorn berry, they have hibiscus in there, mention magnesium, and of course, vitamin K, D, and C. So remember, this weight loss has been tested, clinically tested now with Dr. Mike and I since last year, over 3,600 patients. And what I can tell you is that it works. It's easy to do, just to bring this all around. It works, it's effective, it's simple, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3, 4. You've got all you need in store. If it's great because there's an app and there's a body app so that you could go ahead and, like I said, if you never saw me again, never saw Mike again, you could plug it in and say day 1. Now, this is what everybody loves about the first 2 days. You calorie load. And there's a way that we take you through the calorie loading. 4,000 calories for women and 5,000 for men. You're going to feel, I'm going to use another Spanish word, el gordo. What does this do? It's sitting here, your stomach is working, going like this. Well, guess what? Then finally your metabolism is saying, well, slow metabolism, I guess I better start working with it. That's how it works. You get a cheat day. It's 2 months. So you decide. You can go ahead and say, well, I'll be like Joe here. I'm just going to go on this Think About It program. And 8 weeks later, he's still thinking about it. And what has Joe gotten except nothing? See, this is a time to say, I'm going to push for what's good for me. And for our listening audience here and our viewing audience, for our 8-week shred, when you just go on and DM me on Instagram, that's the easiest way, and just put BFR, Building Fortunes Radio, in the Instagram. And my site is at Health Coach Jodee, and it's Jodee. Just DM me with the 3 letters BFR, and you will get $100 off this program. Now, people say, how much does it cost and when can I get it? Well, you can get it in 2 days in the mail from me. Even 3 days. I had somebody get it from Hawaii in 3 days. It's $1,800 with a supplementation for $9.95. It lasts 2 months. That includes the app, and it includes the maintenance green tea extract drops that will last you another 2 months. So you're looking at approximately $200 a month, a third of what my car payment is. And I can promise you the $1,800 values if you would go out and buy these things at GNC, one here, one there, and then not knowing how to work it. So that's what you get. But what you get most of all is that you get Dr. Mike and I inside of this box of drops. But you know what? That's really not the key. Do you know what you really get there? You get a whole new you. You get a lease on, you're lowering your A1Cs, your blood pressure, maybe a new lease on your sex life, as I said, with some of the vitamins in there and what it does when it allows the body to heal itself. A new and better version of you. What else do you get? More energy, more of a way to be able to get up and go when you think your get up and go has got up and went. No, we can bring you back, because transformation, this is why I love the work that I do. Weight loss is just weight loss. A diet is just a diet. That's why they call it diet. But true transformation is an inside job, so that you can come out of your life and your milkshake, and for the rest of your life, you can choose your ingredients wisely. And this is what I know. We're doing an 8-week shred right now. 8 weeks until everybody has spring and everybody has the beginning of summer with Memorial Day. And guess what? If you really believe in you, then the time is never right. But the time now with the word one is spelled backwards. It's spelled now. So reach out to me, 800-820-0584. That's 800-820-0854. My email is jodee@healthcoachjodee. My Wellness Coach Jodee site on Facebook, and also Dr. Mike's, and our weight loss site is Health #4 Life, that Health for Life. And you can find me on both Instagram and Facebook with @HealthCoachJodee. As I said from the very beginning, Jodee's my name and health is my game. So if you want to be the best that you can be, start today. Start with you, start with now, which then spelled the other way is one. And you can say, I too am with Jodee. I am the best that I can be because you came and were supported by Health Coach Jodee. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Peter, to just bring people in to the 8-week shred. And you know what we're going to say? 8-week shred, 8-week shred. What are you going to do with the pounds that you dread? It's the 8-week shred. It's the 8-week shred. Back to you, Peter.
Gotta love it. So thanks for everything. We're going to make sure this is posted on several places. We put it on Facebook, we put it on YouTube, and then we also put this on Twitch. So for those people that want to see this again, it takes an hour or so to be actually published on those. But if Building Fortunes Radio is a username, you can go to youtube.com/Building Fortunes Radio. You can go to twitch.com/Building Fortunes Radio, and you can go to facebook.com/Building Fortunes Radio to be able to hear this and share this with other people as well. And then, of course, just check out Joe. We're going to catch everybody next week on this Building Fortunes Radio podcast for being here. And you usually have some buttons I could push for a commercial, but we don't have it at this time. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Happy spring.
But I've got to push your button. Push your button.
Happy spring.